Hey guys, INSANEBRIT here, and in this series I'll be reviewing E3 2018's press conferences. I'm not going to be able to do all of them, but I will be doing ones that I'm definitely interested in, you know, the big guns, Xbox, Sony, etc, etc. We're going to kick off with EA, a company I'm very excited for their press conference, because they do a lot of games that I like to play, or some of them anyway, or at least publish them. The likes of FIFA and Anthem, etc. coming out, and we will be taking a look at those trailers as well. So I'm going to kick it off straight now with Unravel 2, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I hope you guys enjoy the show, and again, at the end of it, you'll get my opinion of each trailer.
Kingdom come, till kingdom come, my kingdom come, my kingdom come. The sea waves are my evening gold, and the sun on my head is my crown. I made this kingdom on my own, and all the mountains are my home. Your kingdom come, your kingdom come, my kingdom come, my kingdom come, my kingdom come, my kingdom
Yes, Unravel 2 was announced at E3 2018. Not the game that I was in particularly overhyped to actually, or was most excited for, let's be honest with you. It is a platformer. I never played the first one. I don't even know the name of their main character. Yarn? I don't even know. Yarn and Yarn A. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Can't remember. But it is definitely a nice looking game. It has beautiful music, interesting backdrops, and I noticed that, I'm not too sure if I had this in the beginning, but you had the platformer, you know, the 2D platformer like Mario back in the day, and now this one you have like an open area where you're actually at sea and you're trying to do whatever. And you also have, the big thing with this year's game is that it is co-op, which was obviously the next step. NAC 2 did it. Again, beautiful music and stunning backdrop. At one point in the gameplay, they showed a giant chicken chasing him. Don't ask me why. Weird enemy type, well, but that's just one enemy, you know what I mean, of many, or the environments that you go through, but it definitely looked like an interesting game. Of course, like I said, so it's co-op, which obviously means two people got to buy the game to play it, or you could probably play online with a random person, but who wants to do that? You want to play with your friends, obviously, so they're probably counting on two people buying it, so I'll buy it, and I'll tell my friend Kels to buy it, and we'll play it, blah, blah. I don't know the actual retail price of it. I don't think I'll be spending 40-50 quid on it anyway, no way. It is what it is. I know there's fans of it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It's up to you, obviously. But yeah, it's not a game I'm definitely excited to play or anything like that. I'm not too sure which couch co-op, what I mean side by side, you know, on your friends. I hope it is, because that would give another element of play. So then if you have it, your friend can come around your house and play it. Or maybe, I mean, let's face it, it's a kid-friendly game, I'm sure. I don't think a giant chicken's going to scare the hell out of a child. So if it, hopefully it's couch co-op and your kids can play it. It's just something simple, family-orientated game. It's not a bad thing. It looks like a fairly decent game. It's just not one that I was overhyped for. The other aspect of it I felt was really good about EA's press conference in respect to this game is that it was released now, so you can actually play it now. And loads of people want to feel part of the press conference. They want to feel part of E3 2018 and hype. You know what I mean, the way it is. So out the bag, so they just said you can buy this now, you can download it, which I think is great, a really cool thing. I think Fallout did something last year with an app that you could play a Fallout game, which is rumoured to be coming on the PS4, but I'll get to that. That is tomorrow's press conference or whatever. But yeah, definitely interesting. It's not saying I'm 100% hyped to pick up or whatever, and I won't be paying £50 for it, but it does look like a good game, well, a beautiful game, and you know, I know it has a lot of fanboys out there. I've already had people on Twitter saying, why didn't you include an Unravel in your poll, your Twitter poll, or your community tab poll, whatever it was. And the fact is, I didn't have enough space, so I just used spaces for some of the big games like Anthem and stuff like that. Next up, I want to address Battlefield. So let's have a look at the new E3 2018 Battlefield trailer with gameplay, I believe. So we'll be looking at that too.
The gods vanished and left our world in chaos, creating, altering, destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Wants to destroy us all.
Okay guys, so that was Anthem. Looks very, very good. Our universe into its own. I won't deny that it very much, to me, looks like Destiny. It is what it is. Now, Destiny took us down a path and gave us that bullshit about I could tell you the story and put it on our website. Destiny 2 I wouldn't touch because it burned me and I was unhappy about that. This very much does look like Destiny, but remember, Destiny to me wasn't a bad game. For me anyway, it just didn't have a story element, or they tried to sell in parts of DLC and all that shit. But Destiny was a good game, I enjoyed it, multiplayer and the story mode. You can play it by yourself or with a team or whatever, which I did both in the end, you know, it was fun. But of course, this is a new IP, which is fantastic. I think it's only for PlayStation 4. Ironically, it is from BioWare, a company that I've been bitching about over the past couple of weeks, where with the guy they hired who was a racist and the guy who mocked a YouTuber who died because he criticised his fucking games. So BioWare, I wish you would stop hiring pricks. But whatever. Well, they're former employees now, apparently. But at the same time, you got arseholes. People seem to keep hiring. But having said that, Anthem does definitely look like a epic game. I will be picking that up. As you saw in the trailer, there's a giant wall. The humans are behind the wall. Saints trying to destroy them. And as I said at the beginning, it said that the gods have made the world, and they've left the tools of the world, how they made it, there, left behind for whatever reason, we don't know. And I think there's a changing world or whatever. I don't know if the world changes, a new area opens up, or like different environments or whatever, or it changes. I think maybe it's a weather thing. Who knows? I don't know, but it's very, very interesting. What can you do with the tools of God that have been left here, that has created us? Well, imagine the powerful things you could do. But of course, if you're trying to get to those tools, if you know they exist even, what's guarding them? What's out there? Those monsters, apparently, like I said, the wall's there guarding us, but it won't protect us forever. You know, so we're going out, and you can also, there's also custom characters you can be, for Colossus being one of them. I don't know the names of all of them. I assume basically they're classes, you know, heavy hitters, gunners, snipers, whatever. You can customize your character, which is pretty basic at this nowadays. Some games do it, some games don't, but this is, I think, a key factor. You can change the color of the armor, maybe put a pattern on you, pick your weapon, skins on the guns and stuff like that. But it is definitely something I'm interested in playing. You can, and there seems to be all kinds of different environments. Well, I think you can swim as well, you can fly, you can jump. I suspect by the looks of that trailer as well. So, and the monsters are going to be interesting. It looks like, if you're looking for a non-game version, it looks like Avatar. Like, imagine those abilities in those jungles and stuff with those creatures, which are very, very fascinating to me. But Anthem, definitely for me, for this year's E3, was a pick of the bunch. Coming in second for me was Battlefield, pulling it out the bag, and then maybe you could say Unravel was interesting. I was more impressed with Unravel's beautiful music. Sorry, let me switch back to the camera. On the whole, though, guys, that is it for this EA's press conference. In my opinion, overall, I think it was a weak press conference. There's not enough gameplay for me, not enough information about some of the franchises. Battlefield came out pretty strong, which I thought was good. Anthem looked decent, and it excited me. It was like, yes, I definitely want this game. Sea of Solitude is interesting. Unravel was there, but again, I didn't care one way or the other about that game in particular. It started as E3 2018 kicks off. It was a weak start, I feel. I hope that is the weakest press conference we have. Tomorrow or whatever is going to be Sony and whoever else. I think it's Bethesda. I don't know. So I'll be doing a video on that as well, showing you the trailers and doing the same thing. I will say that there's going to be a lot of trailers for PlayStation 4. There's going to be a lot of fucking trailers for Bethesda. Oh my god. So there's going to be a longer video. I hope you guys stick around to watch that as well. Yeah, that's going to be a bitch. I don't know if I'll be able to show all the trailers. I don't know. I know I skipped out a few here, but if you look at the timing of this video, I think it's gone on 30 minutes straight, you know, and that's trailers and reaction, trailer and reaction. So, you know, and this is only a few games, so, but I've had a lot to say about it. It is what it is. But then we're going to be having the Microsoft one, which is going to be very interesting. That I got inkling. There's going to be a new Halo. There's going to be a Gears release as well, I suspect. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take part in the daily polls about what game was your favourite at EA's press conference. They're already up. You know, in each day goes by, I'll be putting up new polls in the community tab. I'll do them on Twitter as well, but Twitter I have less because there's less options for it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this trailer. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Links will be in the description below. You can donate to me via PayPal if you want to, and buy a t-shirt, whatever. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Sus! Games play best on Xbox One.
yes, Battlefield 5 showed us some gameplay there, which I thought was very, very interesting. They didn't talk about the controversy about women in Battlefield or not, blah, 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 which I think was a good thing, to be honest with you. We all know everyone's opinion on that, whatever. They let the trailer do the talking for itself, and I think overall that's what will essentially happen. The game will speak for itself. The information we have thus far, I don't think they've got any season pass, which I think is a good thing, but does that mean essentially that the map packs are going to be free? I don't know. I don't know what that means when they say there's no season pass, because you know there's going to be DLC. I don't know, but whatever. Assuming that is the case in itself, the game is worth picking up for 40, 50 quid, then the map packs get released, again if they're free, then that's well worth the money in itself. There is destructible environments in the game once more. I did enjoy that trailer. It looked kind of intense, epic battles going on, air combat, beautiful environments, stories as well has returned. Unfortunately, I wasn't a fan of the war story element of it. I like one big story, so it just, I can just go along the story and stay connected. Where you got these war stories, there are so many different stories of World War I, World War II to tell. They want to branch out and tell as many little different stories or whatever, and they branch to 1 or 2 or 3 hours or whatever it is. But at the same time, I feel that I felt a bit disconnected with the previous Battlefield, because I only had 1 or 2 stories that I really liked, I thought was good, and then I thought, well, that's good, but the rest were kind of rubbish. And I don't like going down that. I would rather play one story and then say I like this mission and that mission, rather than I feel that the stories individually were, you know what I mean? I like picking and choosing what I liked about. I mean, you always pick the level that you like. Yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. But the actual story itself, and I thought that was, I feel it didn't do it enough justice. So I prefer one story, but at the same time, like I said, there's so many stories I want to get out there, mini stories or whatever you want to call it, or elements of like the Saudi Arabia one or whatever, or Lawrence of Arabia in the last one. So I want to tell these different stories. So you have a chance to experience what many different people did on the battlefield around the world in those times or whatever. So I understand why they're doing it, but I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it personally. Like I said, destructible environments are there. We got the war stories return, which again, as I said, disappointed in. And no map packs apparently. But the game does look really good. And I think by the looks of it, it looked like it played like Battlefield 4, which was one of my absolute favourites. And I probably still can just jump back on that and play that, and it's really, really fun. Damn, I had something else to say about the game now. I can't think what the hell it is. Oh, God. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm just, my mind went dead for a minute. They have a Battle Royale mode in there, which I knew was easy to put in a game. I said this on News Friday a few weeks ago, that a Battle Royale mode is nothing. It is bleh, you know what I mean? It's so easy to put in, and they're being smart, Battlefield. I hate to say it, but they're being smart. They're trying to cash in, and it's not, I've got to be honest with you, they're trending. They're like doing what a YouTuber does, try and talk about topics that are popular right now. So what they're doing is because it's such a simple mode to put in, they put in a Battle Royale mode for people that enjoy that type of game, so it's something for everyone. So you've got the hardcore Battlefield players, you've got the noobs that are going to pick it up, and then you've got the Battle Royale people who are interested in that type of game can also pick this up, because it's got that mode in there as well. Personally, I don't care that it's in there, but this is exactly what I'm feeling should have been in Call of Duty. You could have had the story mode and had the Battle Royale mode, and it would have been value for money, and it would have been like, yes, this is definitely worth picking up, because then if you want to play the Battle Royale mode, it's there, it's an option. And it's no excuse, man. It's no excuse. If Battlefield have a story mode, and a couple of them, by the way, but just call it a story mode, and then they've got the Battle Royale mode, why can't Call of Duty do the same? It's ridiculous. I think Call of Duty have missed a trick there. They could have implemented a story, and then they could have put the Battle Royale mode in there as well. It's ridiculous. It's a crappy, pointless experiment, and then it's less of a risk to put in the Battle Royale, because it's only a mode. It's like fucking Team Deathmatch or something, or whatever. It's nothing, or Capture the Flag. So I'm kind of, I think a Battlefield have done done a lot right there in that respect. So, you know what I mean? They're trying to pick off those players that are interested in Battle Royale mode. I'm personally not interested in it, but the fact that it's there just adds more value to money, for me anyway. So I've got story, I've got multiplayer, there's a Battle Royale mode if I want to play it there. And if the map packs are free or whatever it is, whatever they're doing with that, that looks interesting as well. I think they said there's no loot boxes or anything like that, and I hope they continue that trend. I'm not too sure. I think that's what they said. But at the end of the day, it's looking good, Battlefield. and I think the gameplay will speak for itself. Like as I said, you know, the multiplayer will be a major factor this year. Well, it always is, but you know what I mean. I think that that's going to be a big component, and maybe people will stick with it. I know I didn't stick with the last one. I felt it was boring. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next trailer, which I'm going to move on to sports games. That'd be Madden and FIFA 19. I have to talk about those as well.
Quando eu era criança, sempre sonhei em tornar-me um campeão. É preciso determinação e vontade de vencer. Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és um campeão.
Okay guys, I won't lie, I've cut out the Madden trailer and the NBA 2K, whatever the hell it is, and there's a very specific reason for that, and that is because we got fuck all information. I am a FIFA fanboy. I use it for my simulations, obviously. I enjoy FIFA, I play it daily almost, and they shared essentially no information about it. Like, they showed a fucking trailer, Champions League, talking about how great the Champions League was, blah blah blah. Maybe Alex Hunter is going to the Champions League this year in the story. No mention of that story. I assume it's still going to be in there, and I hope to continue his journey. It was a good element. I just enjoyed the story. I thought it was really, really good. The drama and all the rest of it in the world of being a footballer. It's really, really cool. But there was no information. They didn't share fuck all, and I'm very disappointed in that. It almost felt like a lazy press conference overall. I won't even lie. EA doesn't have to win the press conference in terms of beating Sony or Xbox. They just have to promote their games and whatever else. But the FIFA people, which do a great job on FIFA, I won't deny that, was just very disappointing. I felt it was lackluster, it was boring, no gameplay. That was the most disappointing thing about Madden as well. There was no gameplay, none of it was any gameplay, and it was like fucking poor. And they kept trying to push EA Access on me, and I was like, fuck you, I'm not buying that shit. Stop trying to make me buy EA Access to tell me to do this or that. I'm not interested in it. And then you've got, they were trying to push and tell you to go play the World Cup version on FIFA 18. I'm like, no, I played FIFA 18 for the past 9 months, you can't. Fucking give me the new game, which comes out on September 28th. And then it had me thinking, I mean, imagine working on FIFA, imagine it's September 28th now. Let's just say it's Friday, I don't know. FIFA's come out, FIFA 19, and then on Monday morning, you got to go work on FIFA 20. Ooh, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Oh, fuck that shit. That would piss me off, wouldn't it? Because you got a whole year to work on the next one, or more or less a year, you know what I mean? Or more or less. So, I'm like, oh, no way. That would fucking kill me, wouldn't it? That would just kill you. I couldn't imagine myself doing that. I bet you in that company, and now it's got, everyone laughs and literally says, if you're working for EA, if you're the guy, the mailroom guy, you know, who's entry level working for EA, you know, he's like, oh, this is Tom, yeah, he's working 15 years, worked on FIFA 2003 or whatever, he's been here the longest, this guy here worked on FIFA 13, you know what I mean, like what, you know, and everyone literally in that company has actually worked on FIFA because it's a yearly thing. Like I said, in retrospect, I love the game and the franchise and everything, and I will continue to buy it. But I felt that their press conference was lackluster, nothing to say. Ronaldo was doing a voiceover, didn't really impress me, I don't care. He is the face of the game, he has won 3 Champions Leagues, by the way. I felt maybe Bale would have been the figurehead at this point, I don't know. Maybe move on because Ronaldo was there 1 or 2 years ago, or especially last year, I know it was. But whatever, I did see there's a pre-order thing, it's £80 for the special edition of FIFA with the Ultimate Team shit, I suppose. I just want the base game at 50 quid, I'm happy with that. But yeah, very disappointed, and you got to remember, I'm a FIFA fanboy, and I was very, very disappointed in the FIFA talking about it or anything, because there was nothing worthy of hearing or even talking about here. That's why I left out the Madden trailer and stuff like that, because there was nothing to talk about. So it just gives you the gist of the FIFA one to say, here's a sports game, it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to be moving on to an indie game now, which I don't know what it's called, Sea of Lost something or other, I don't know, I'll look at it in a minute.
Is this real?
This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
Alright guys, that was a very interesting trailer, very dark. I didn't like the main character. The character looked fucking weird, creepy as hell. I suspect this game is about a girl who is in a dream, and if you listen to the words, she's saying something about alone in my room and basically a new day, but everything's the same. So I assume, or my theory right now is she's being bullied. I originally think this is a platformer, or that's its intent, or for majority of the game, but I think there's other elements of gameplay as well. You're on a boat and you're going around this area or whatever, trying to go through the monsters and stuff like that. One of the monsters in particular actually looks like her, so that's why I think she's looking bullied. Maybe it's a game trying to expose or raise awareness of depression and anxiety, or that kind of thing. I don't know, where you actually think you are the monster in itself. But I partly think maybe it's to do with bullying as well. That maybe coincide with it, based on the fact that she feels that she's a monster and no one likes her, or maybe she's being told she's ugly or something like that. I thought originally maybe it would have done better if it was a little sweet pretty girl, you know, whatever, running around this monster infested world, in which, you know, she's trying to escape, and, you know, you're the main character. But this character looks ugly, or I don't like the character's look. It looks scary, I think is the word I'm trying to get out there. Creepy, you know. The game looks interesting, definitely. The monster's interesting. The environments as well. I'm interested to see what the gameplay is like, because you know it's going to be part platformer, and then you've got that boat element of it as well. Don't know how much of that part plays into the actual game. Definitely interested in the story and its conclusion already. It's got me intrigued to go to get to the bottom of this situation. You know, like I said, the character is creepy. I don't think this is going to be as serious. I think it's called Sea of Solitude, so I think it is about somebody who's depressed or bullied or whatever it is, and it's a lot of hints there. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's an interesting thing, and I think it helps raise awareness in that situation, about the situation, to gamers, to people, and I bet you there's a lot of people that will see similarities to themselves in that particular character, and I think that's why it might end up being very, very popular, because there are a lot of people in that situation. You know, I mean, that's my suspicion right there. But it definitely looks an interesting game, and I actually want to see what the conclusion of it is. It's fascinating to me. I don't know how much that's going to be. Again, I can't see myself paying 40-50 quid for that type of game. I won't deny that, but that's just me. I mean, you may be very, but definitely one to look out for, nonetheless. I think it says 2019 that launches actually at the end of the trailer. I've got one more. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the Star Wars game. Now, the Star Wars game is coming. Vince Van Pella, the former Call of Duty director, writer, whatever he was, co-owner, co-creator, was there at E3, and the co-host, who's always cringy. I mean, sorry, the host is always cringy. I never like the hosts of these things. They piss me off. They kiss asses. But it is what it is. You have to put up with them. I prefer the developers speaking or whatever else. And she was asking a bunch of questions like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "The guy's a millionaire and he's at E3. How do you think he's fucking doing? He's fucking doing great." But anyway, yeah, so he was there talking about Star Wars, which he said will be where the Jedi's are being chased, and it's between episodes, I think he said 3 or 4. I don't know, or was it 4 and 5? I don't know what episode, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you're going to be chased by the enemy or whatever. I can't remember, the dark side or whatever. But no gameplay footage of that, just, you know, talking about it. It's coming in 2019, I think. Or it'll definitely be back at he said at E3 there'll be 2019's E3, so there'll be some hopefully gameplay footage there of that particular game, in the Star Wars game, rather than the Battlefront they keep knocking out as well. I think DLC was announced for Battlefront 2 as well. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to talk about Battlefront. I'm sick and tired of talking about that game anyway. But yeah, so Star Wars is coming, and it will be next year at E3, probably released next year. But again, no trailers, and it's like not even a teaser trailer. A 2-minute teaser trailer would have been interesting, so I can't even show you that. So my next game, and I think it's my final game actually to talk about, blah 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 blah. Let's have a look. Is Anthem. All right, guys. So I am going to let's have a look at the Anthem trailer.